Greg's obsession with race gets thrown back in her face. Today's video comes to us from Sunny Hostin. Sounds like a town. We're in Sunny Hostin.
Wow. I'm a little bit in shock. I just always thought of myself as Puerto Rican, half Puerto Rican. I didn't think I was, my family was originally from Spain and slave.
Sunny Hostin recently made headlines for an unexpected reason. Known for her outspoken views on racial justice, reparations, and systemic oppression, she has built her career on advocating for accountability and equity. However, her appearance on PBS's Finding Your Roots took a surprising turn when she discovered that her ancestors were not victims of oppression, but slave owners. The revelation was a stark contrast to her advocacy, leaving her visibly stunned. She attempted to downplay the discovery as just a historical fact, but the moment did not go unnoticed. Fox News host Greg Gutfeld seized on the irony, calling out what he perceived as hypocrisy. His sharp commentary resonated with many, igniting debates about whether personal ancestry should impact one's stance on issues like reparations and historical injustice. Should this discovery change the way people view Sunny Hostin's activism? Does personal history matter when advocating for accountability? This revelation has undoubtedly sparked a broader discussion on privilege, history, and moral responsibility.
PBS's Finding Your Roots, a show dedicated to researching celebrity ancestry. For context, Sunny is a staunch supporter of reparations and has made a fortune spewing nonsense about white privilege and racial justice. Well, turns out she's not as oppressed as she claims she is. She's actually the descendant of slave owners from...
She often presents herself as a moral authority, passionately addressing issues like reparations and systemic oppression. Sunny Hostin doesn't shy away from criticizing white privilege and consistently calls for accountability regarding America's historical injustices. Her advocacy focuses on amplifying conversations about equity and confronting uncomfortable truths about race and privilege. Over the years, she has established herself as a leading voice in the fight for reparations and systemic change, earning a reputation as a fearless and unapologetic social commentator. However, her appearance on PBS's Finding Your Roots took an unexpected turn, one that neither Sunny nor her audience saw coming. Viewers tuned in expecting a narrative of ancestral oppression, a story that would seamlessly align with her vocal stance on racial justice. Instead, what they got was a stunning revelation. Sunny's ancestors were not the oppressed, but the oppressors. They were slave owners. Her reaction spoke volumes: stunned disbelief, an uneasy attempt to process the revelation, and a noticeable effort to downplay the significance of her family's past. The irony was not lost on critics, with many questioning whether this discovery should impact the way people perceive her activism. Does personal ancestry matter when advocating for justice and accountability? And can someone still be a credible voice for reparations when their own lineage directly benefited from the system they condemn? This revelation has ignited a broader conversation about identity, privilege, and moral consistency.
Feeling, my friend.
I think it's actually pretty interesting that my husband and I have shared roots.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate that. And I think it's great for our children to know this information. I guess it's a fact of life that this is how some people made their living, on the backs.
Stunned and visibly uncomfortable, Sunny Hostin struggled to process the revelation. She hesitated before admitting, "I just always thought of myself as Puerto Rican. I didn't think my family were slaveholders." The awkward silence that followed was as thick as the irony. The moment exploded on social media almost instantly. Memes flooded the internet, including one that read, "reparations. Let me write that check to myself real quick." While some fans rushed to her defense, others couldn't ignore the glaring contradiction between her personal history and the public platform she's built on racial justice and accountability. The revelation reignited debates about whether personal ancestry should factor into an activist's credibility. Sunny, who is often quick to call out others, now found herself in the uncomfortable position of being scrutinized for her own family's past. Fox News' Greg Gutfeld wasted no time delivering a sharp, sarcastic critique, quipping, Sunny's ancestors were slave owners. That's like finding out a vegan secretly owns a barbecue joint. This unexpected twist has sparked widespread discussion about identity, accountability, and whether personal
awkward on, new episodes of The View when she tries to pull the race card.
Yes.
And then she's like, America is racist. And then they're like, yeah, they might be racist, but they're not like slave owner racist. like somebody that we
That's so true.
Yeah.
One thing, and I would have even actually not give her any is she said, well, I guess that's just what they did back then.
Yeah.
She should have followed that up with saying something along the lines of, and I understand that that's a departure from the way I've talked about this.
By oversimplifying complex issues into identity-based frameworks, Greg Gutfeld argued, activists like Sunny Hostin risk ignoring context, and in this case, their own contradictions. The irony, he pointed out, wasn't just that Sunny's ancestors were complicit in a system she condemns. It was her unwillingness to engage in meaningful introspection. Instead, she quickly pivoted, downplaying the discovery rather than confronting its implications. Gutfeld's sharp commentary resonated with many who saw this as a textbook example of what happens when moral superiority collides with inconvenient truths. To him, the incident wasn't just about Sunny. It was a broader lesson on how personal accountability is often sacrificed in favor of performative outrage. The internet erupted after Sunny's shocking ancestral revelation. Social media users wasted no time turning the moment into viral memes, with one standout caption reading, reparations. Let me write that check to myself real quick. Platforms like Twitter and TikTok exploded with a mix of biting humor and pointed critiques, fueling an intense debate about hypocrisy, privilege, and the role of personal history in activism.
It's funny. She's so wrapped up in identity and she had no idea who she was.
Well, now we understand why she always makes Whoopi get the coffee.
Exactly, because if she is shaming descendants of this, will she continue to do that when she is now one of...
While some defended Sunny Hostin, arguing she shouldn't be judged for the actions of her ancestors, many others pointed out the glaring hypocrisy. Sunny, who has built her platform on holding others accountable for historical injustices, seemed to dismiss her own past with a casual shrug, calling it just a fact of life. This sparked a heated public debate. Should figures like Sunny be held to the same moral standards they impose on others? Critics argued that her response lacked the introspection and growth expected from someone so outspoken about accountability. The irony of the situation ensured the backlash would persist, keeping conversations alive for weeks. The fallout from Sunny's revelation didn't just spark public outrage. It also left her The View co-hosts visibly uncomfortable. When the bombshell about her ancestors owning slaves dropped, the usual fiery energy on the panel fizzled into awkward silence. Even Whoopi Goldberg, known for her quick wit, hesitated, seemingly unsure how to navigate such an ironic twist. On Greg Gutfeld's panel, however, the gloves came off. His co-hosts delivered playful yet pointed jabs, with one quipping that Sunny might now have to shame herself for her own family's history. Their laughter underscored a broader critique of her perceived double standards, reinforcing how this revelation exposed cracks in her moral high ground. Meanwhile, Rosie O'Donnell weighed in with a more reflective take, adding yet another layer to the ongoing debate over accountability, privilege, and personal history in activism.
In her defense, everyone has ancestors that did unspeakably horrible things. It's just that not everyone's ancestors have records tied to their DNA about it. Worried for Sunny Hostin's progeny in the future that do a DNA test and find out that they were related to a cast member of The View. And they're like, oh, it all makes so much sense now why I'm so stupid and fat.
Rosie O'Donnell stressed the importance of judging people based on their actions rather than their ancestry, highlighting how identity politics often oversimplifies complex issues like race and history. Her critique underscored how revelations like Sunny Hostin's can challenge rigid narratives and force uncomfortable self-examination. The reactions from both peers and critics revealed a stark divide. Some saw this as an opportunity to reflect on personal accountability, while others viewed it as yet another example of how identity politics can backfire spectacularly. Regardless of perspective, the tension surrounding Sunny's response was undeniable. Her reaction to her family's shocking history felt like a missed opportunity. Rather than using the revelation as a moment for self-reflection or sparking a nuanced conversation about the complexities of ancestry and accountability, she brushed it off as just a fact of life. This casual dismissal left many viewers and critics unsatisfied, especially given her history of holding others to high moral standards. The moment had the potential to be transformative. Sunny could have acknowledged the irony, shared her own struggles with reconciling her family's past, and used it to deepen the dialogue around historical injustices. It could have been a powerful reminder that no one's history is simple or without contradiction. Instead, the focus shifted to her perceived hypocrisy and unwillingness to confront her own lineage. What could have been a moment of growth became yet another flashpoint in the ongoing debates about accountability. Sunny Hostin's story serves as a powerful reminder that history is rarely black and white, and moral infallibility can quickly crumble when inconvenient truths come to light.